Yep, so the recording has been started now. Just want to let you know for the users who are using the Teams for the first time, just keep your mic on the mute. And then if you have any questions regarding anything during the presentation and during the training session, just let me know by just raising your hands, and you can type in your question in the chat section as well. And someone will call off your name, and if there is any big question, you can just unmute yourself and then just ask any question. As we have recently shared all these release notes with everyone, this is a glimpse of all the release notes over here on the presentation, as you can see. In this 376, the main functionality enhancement was the group activity shareable items, which we will be discussing at the end of the presentation, because this is the one of the main enhancement. Before that, I will be discussing all the other small enhancement we have done in this version 376. Starting from the number 3, I'll go one by one. I'll show you on the presentation as well, and I'll jump into the screen and I'll show you on the live demo as well. So I'll start from the release note number 0.3, which is support for recording the usage of restrictive practices. Also, this presentation and the recording will be provided to all the clients as well. And in this release note section, you have the ability to check on which section of the manuals these enhancements are located. So if you want to know briefly about the enhancements, you can straight away jump into the manual name, and you can straight away jump to the chapter number as well, and you will find the functionality. All the manuals will be updated in the UAT once you get the 376. So let's start. If anyone have any questions as of now, just let me know. No, all good. I'll just quickly jump into the release note number 3. The first enhancement we have done here is the restrictive practice. So it's basically as per the NDIS Commission, the restrictive practices are any practices that have the effect of restricting rights or movement of a person with disability. Generally, if I would say, for example, if a support worker is providing any services to a client, and if there is any restricting rights, or if someone is restricting the person for his movement, or if there is anything which is related to the movement, which is restricting the person to move during the service, then you can record these things in the case notes as well. So when you are recording the case note section, we have a new type called restrictive practice. When you select this section, you will be able to link all the action, group activity, and incident reports with that case note, and then you can record the restrictive practice. I'll straight away jump into the live demo session where I'll show you where it is located. Just want to confirm, everyone can see my screen, right?
Yes, now I can.
It's just loading. Okay, so whenever you select any client from the left-hand side menu and pick up the client, pick up the case file, then under the case note section, you will see the restricted practice option over here on the bottom of the note type. You simply select this section, you enter all the details, which means service provided on and was it authorized or not. Select the date. As of now, was it authorized? If yes, you add in all the details, then you can add all the notes. Once you click on save, the case note will get saved with all the information and the note type as restrictive practices. You can also delete, share, and add the comments on the case notes. Any questions as of now? Okay, moving towards the next functionality we have, which is the option to select the location for a new case file. Earlier in 3.7.5, we have the ability to create a case file, but then you have to select the case file from the top of the page. And then once you select the location, then you have the ability to create a new case file. But in 3.7.6, you don't need to select the location from the top anymore. You can straight away select the case file folder, and then you have the drop-down menu with all the locations that will pop up in the label over here. And then you can simply select the location and create the case file. I'll jump into the system to show you. So this is the client, this is the folder. And over here on the top section, click on this one. It will show you all the drop-down list with all the locations. You select the location, you click on create case file. It's ask you, are you sure? Yes. And then it will just take a few seconds and it will create the new case file in the location you have selected. Yep, this is the new case file. Now we have a new case file. Any questions? Nope. Cool. The next functionality we have added is, just give me a second. Yeah. We have added two new columns of review date and the document tags, which is added under the case attachment page, which will help to identify if there are any tags related to the case attachments, and when there is a review date to review the case attachment, it will appear as well. I'll straight away jump into the system to show you where it exists. Yep. This is the system. I have selected the client. Simply go to the case details section over here. You go to the case attachment section, which is the 5th tab on the top. You click on case attachment adds. This is the section where you can add the document tag, and the system will pre-populate the details of the user who will be adding the attachments. So just concern, I can add any tag, I can attach the files as well, just drag and drop would work as well. If you want to add any comments, just simply go and add the comments. You can also select the review date. Save. The system will save the case attachment section over here. If any document is attached into the system, I'll show you how it looks like in the presentation. Yep. Under the case attachment, you will see the history when the document is attached. And then you have the ability to download, delete as well. And it will show you.
Just jumping in, sorry, we just have a question if it hasn't been discussed. It is I may be jumping ahead. However, where do the support workers / carers record any restrictive practices used when they process their actions?
Just give me a second. Is it in the chat section? Because,
yeah.
Just
And we also had just one about the release notes, which we can get to as well.
Yep, just give me a second. I'm just having a look.
Okay.
Okay, just give me a second because I don't know why, but I cannot see any question in the chat sections.
Okay.
Jen, is it possible for you to copy and paste the question again in the chat section?
Yeah. Let me have
I'll
a
just have a look. Yep.
All right. I will do that now. So there's one. Did that one come through?
No. Just give me.
I can send it to. I might send it to you.
Yep, just send it to me. I don't know. I think Teams is playing a bit funny today.
It is. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We will get to them soon. That's one. And then the other one. So that's about the release notes. And then we have another one.
Sorry, I still didn't receive it.
Oh, I'm receiving your chats. Okay, how about I'll just read them out when they come through.
Yep.
And then there. So the first one I read out was about the support workers having that, like, how would they record any restricted practices used when they process their actions?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll answer this one first. Okay, so from the mobile page, it's going to be the same one. Whenever the user is recording the case notes, it's for the users basically for the level 2, and it's the functionality on the desktop. So you have the ability to select the restrictive practices from the desktop, and then you can link the case notes.
Okay. And all the questions, just letting everyone know, all the questions that are asked in yesterday's session and today's session, we are recording them and also putting a an answer to the question. So rather than writing them down quickly now, it will be given to you after these sessions are done. The other question is, where are the release notes? As the only ones I can see in UAT are without the manual info.
Yeah, the release notes are in the system as well. I'll just quickly show you in the system. Just give me a second. Yep, okay. So once you get 376 in the UATs, and we'll update the UAT with the latest 376, you click on the help section, you go to the user manuals, and on the bottom one, you will see the release notes. Once you click on this one, it will pop up with all the release notes.
Nikki, you put your hand up. Do you want to unmute yourself so you can have a chat, or is that regarding the release notes?
Well, it is regarding the release notes because we've got 3.7.6 in UAT, but the release notes don't have any information on the manuals. All it is the release note description and the functionality type and the item number.
The thing is, Nikki, your UAT was updated last week.
Yeah.
When we didn't update the release notes with the manual numbers and everything.
Okay.
So when I will be updating your UAT tonight, you will have the new and latest release notes with all the information.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
All right, cool. Okay, they're the only questions now. So I will mute myself and you can continue. Thank you.
Yep, all good. Sorry for the technical difficulty. If you have any questions, Jen, just let me know. Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
The next section we have is the participant clearance report, which is basically will show you all the clearance certificates for the clients as well as for the resources, such as if the participant or if a resource has taken the flu vaccination, COVID vaccination, or is it related to the police clearance as well, or any type of other clearance. We have a report now under the subscription admin section where everything can be exported to the CSV files. So I'll just quickly jump into the system. So under the subscription admin, this is the report we have. I just want to let you know that this functionality on the left-hand side menu called subscription admin will only be visible to few of the users. So if you are a level 1 worker, or if you don't have the hats or the permissions to have a look at this section, you won't be able to see it. It's basically for the system administrator and for busy case. So just gonna get the worker clearance report, and you will get all the reports over here. You can straight away export this to the CSV file as well. And if you want to search by name, the filters will help you out to just sort out all the information. And just for the users who don't know where these clearances are available, it's under the resources section, which is available again under the subscription admin. You go to the worker section, you select the worker, and then you go to the professional profile. Here we save all the clearance for the resources, police clearance, first aid, working with the children check, qualifications.
We just have a question that came through. One of the questions is, does this still show workers that have been made inactive?
Okay, do you mean the reports?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a nice question. I think it would show all the workers. In this section in 375, we have a validation when you are making a resource inactive to remove the worker from the location. So I'll check on this one. If you're making the resource inactive, will it still appear on the worker clearance report or not? I'll just make a note on this one and I'll get back to you.
Thank you.
Yep. So the next one is the case file exit reason. This is currently configurable, which means if you want this one to be open in your environment, we can turn it on with a quotation. So this is basically when you are closing a case file and you want to add an exit reason for the case file. So we have a new section over here, exit reason, with some few options over here. You can simply select what was the reason the participant has exited the services. Once you select this one, you will see a drop-down list. You can select this one, and we do have a report where it will show you what was the exit reason. So to have this in the system, you need to let us know, or you can raise a Mantis ticket. Okay, we want this in our system, and if you can just turn this on for us. I'll quickly show you where it exists in the system. It might not be turned on as of now in the system for this demo version, but I'll still show you. Just give me a second. Okay, you go to the searches section, you go to the case files. And after the exit date, you will see another column over here, which would say exit reasons. Currently, this is not turned on in this system. So if you want to get this turned on, you simply let us know and we will open this for you over here. Now just moving towards the next functionality, which is the case file data reports, which is added under the search menu. So now you have the ability to generate a report for the case file data. Does not matter how many data a client or the participant have. So if a client has more than one data, it might show you more than one line in the report section. And you can also filter the data by the filter section over here. So if a client has a funding debtor as funding organization or other funding entity or unknown funding entity, you can just simply select the option from the drop-down list, and the system will filter the debtors, and you can generate the report, and you can simply export the file to the CSV. I'll jump into the system to show again how it looks like in the system. Under the searches, case file debtors. This is the section we have added now. If I select the funding organization, it will show me all the clients who have the debtor set up as the funding organization. And then you can simply export the files as well for your own purposes, and if you want to use this file for any other purpose as well. Any questions on this one? No? Sweet. The next enhancement is the ability to add the past dates for the quick charges on the plan new charge option. So earlier in 375, when a user tries to create a quick charge, a new quick charge, then he's not able to select the past date when he's trying to create a new charge. But in 376, a user have the ability to select the past charges as well, even if the user is creating the future quick charge or the present quick charge. So there is no restriction anymore. There is no validation on the system. If a user wants to create a recurring charge from the past, even when he's creating a new quick charge, the user have the ability to select the past date as well. So I'll just quickly jump into the system to show how it works basically. So I will just create a quick log. So I'm gonna select plan new charge. Click on continue. Just wait for a few seconds, just to enter test. Early in 375, you would see all these dates are not accessible to select, but in 376, you have the ability to select the past date as well. You select the dates, and if you want to select the fundings, and if you want this to be recurring, you can select the recurring ones, monthly, till when it's going to happen. Cut here, you select the date. It will check it's outside the funding duration. You calculate, you can add the charge. So the system will allow you to add the past charges, past dates as well, even if you're creating a new quick charge. Any questions on that one? No, all good. I'll just move to the next one. The next one is the ability to generate the statement for the services in a specified date range. This one, I think, one of the amazing functionality we have developed in 376, which gives you the flexibility to generate the statements or the account statements within a flexible date range. For an example, if a user wants to have a report and the account statements, for example, for 1 month, for 1.5 months, currently we have the options in 375 as weekly, fortnightly, monthly, and quarterly. But just in case sometime it happens from the client side as well, they are approving something in mid of the next month rather than the statement they want to generate for the previous month. So now you can simply go to the account statements. These are the account statements. You click on the period type, you can select the date range, and then you have the ability to select any start date and any end date. So for example, I want to see from the 1st of June to July 3rd. And then I select the funding. Okay, show me everything. I click on apply. The system will check all the transactions for this client, and it will show you all the statements for this period. Any questions on this one? No? Okay. So the next one is ability to print account statements in bulk for multiple clients. I think this one is also very useful for the clients who are sending the account statements to all the participants they have. So they don't have to now go individually to each client profile and then have to select the account statement. They can generate the account statements in bulk as well. I'll just quickly show you where it exists. This is again under the subscription admin section over here. You click on the account statement section on the bottom of the subscription admin. On this page, you have to select the funding, on which funding you want to see the statements. Okay, all the participants who have the funding 004. And then again, you can select the date range as well. It's a flexibility given here as well. Like from May to June, apply. So this will generate all the transaction for all the clients who have the funding as 004 set up currently. And then you can print as well. Yep. Once you click here, we do have a page break setting, so this will appear correctly when you go. You will be printing this section. So if a client have like more than, I'll say, 20 or 60 items in the statements, the second client will start from the next page. It won't happen like, okay, this client has finished its activities on this page, this section over here, and then other client will start straight away on the next one. No, we have a page break section on the print area. So whenever you click on the print, the system will automatically divide the clients so that you can use these statements to send them individually or in the bulk. Yeah, this is the one. If anyone have any questions in this one? Nope. Okay, I'll just move further. So the next one is we have hide the budget services button and the graph from the budget forecast page. So in 375, you can see we have this graph on the budget forecast page, but in 376, this won't be available anymore. This is just a small one we have done as per the client's feedback. If anyone have any questions on this one, just let me know. No, all good. I'll just move to the next one. The next one is the ability to skip the public holidays when generating recurring services on quotations. So on the recurring services for the quotations, when you are creating a new inquiry in the system, when a new participant comes to you, you create a quotation for the client. We have the option to exclude the public holidays and even to include the public holidays only as well in the quotation area. So it basically means if you are creating a quotation for a client and then he wants the services or he wants the services for at least 1 year, then when you are creating the quotation in 375, the system will automatically include all the public holidays and it won't check if you want to exclude the public holidays in the quotation, because sometimes it happens the client does not want the services on the public holidays, but still you are sending the quotation for the charges, including the public holidays. So whenever you are creating a new quotation for the clients from the inquiry section, you can straight away click on the public holidays. You can exclude the public holidays from the section. And then if you're creating a recurring charge for, say, let's say 1 year, then you can simply select exclude public holiday. The system will automatically exclude all the public holidays from the system, and it will generate the quotation for all the other services for all the dates, excluding the public holidays. I'll straight away jump into the system to show you where it exists. Okay. So we'll go to the create new section. We go to the inquiry section. We'll enter some details. Okay. Just give me a second. Just taking a bit of time. Yep. It'll just take a bit of time to load. Just give me a second. Yep, this one. You pick up the client. Select the inquiry type, and then over this section, this is the functionality where we have added when you generate the quotation. Simply just click on yes when you click on the add section. Simply select the funding type. Okay. This one, 304, he wants it. Is it going to be recurring? Once you select the recurring section, you have the section over here to exclude the public holidays. So I want this to happen fortnightly from this date. Till this date, exclude public holidays. Select this service type, simply calculate. Yep, so there were total 3 repeats. So just in case if there is any public holiday in between this period, the system will automatically remove the public holiday and it will give you the quotation for 3 repeats.
So we just have a question that's come through. It's more about the account statement. So I'm hoping that my chat's not delayed, but the question reads, can the new account statement function have the ability to only show clients with charges for that period, so we don't have to see the ones that did not have the support during that time?
Yeah, definitely. It's totally flexible on the date range you select. So on the account statements, only the items which have been approved will appear. And then once the items are approved and you select the date range, it will only show the items which have been approved.
Okay.
If that helps.
Yeah, I think so. We'll see. Just say a thumbs up or thank you, or if we just keep going, I'll keep my eye on it. But thank you. Yes, I'm
Yeah,
good.
sure. Yep. Any questions on this one? Exclude public holidays quotation thing? Right? All good. The next enhancement we have done is on the alert section. So we have the new filter type where you have the ability to actually select the type of the alerts. If it's for participant or if it's a resource, then you can simply go and search the alerts with a type, and you can also search by name as well. I'll just quickly jump to the system where it exists. So this will be available under the searches section over here. On the left hand side menu, you see the searches section. You go on the bottom of the section. The third one from the bottom, you will see the alerts. You click on this alert section. The system will open a new page showing the alerts. Yep. Now you can select if you want to see for the participant, if there are any alerts set up for resources as well. It will come up as resources and then you can select resources as well. If you know the name, you can simply search by name as well. And you can see, okay, what are the details for the alert? And then you can export the file to CSV as well. And then you can use it then for other purposes. Any questions on this one? No. Let's move to the another one. The another enhancement we did in the 376 is to add the new category field, which is added under the calendar section for the resource. So this is basically just like a note. This will not impact the roster or the to-do list of the resource. So basically, sometimes it happens a resource has to some task, for example, he has to go for a training or for a team meeting, or sometime a group function or any kind of webinars, then you have the ability to add the task as well. And this new category will pop up when you select the type as other. I'll just quickly, we'll jump to the system and I'll show you. Just give me a second. Yep, there you go. Again, this will show you under the worker profile. You go to the subscription admin, you go to the worker section. You pick up a resource. The last tab is the calendar tab over here. Yep, when you click on add new task, you select OK, all outlets. It's for today, for time. When you select type other, it will show you the new section called category where you can select, okay, what was the task? Is it a training? Is it a group function? Or is it an event or webinar? I'll just pick webinar, test, click on validate and save, and it will show you like this. This will just appear on this calendar section. This will not be available on the roster page. So if you click and go to the roster section, it won't appear on the roster page for this resource. Or even from the mobile, if the resource is checking the to-do list, it won't appear. This is just like a node. And we do have the report where it shows all the calendar tasks for all the resources, which I will be showing you now. I'll show you in the system straight away. Yep. So under the jobs management section over the left-hand side menu, under the group activities, you see we have this report called calendar task report. You simply click on this one. You select the report type. You want to select per worker or per location. I'll select per worker. You can select the pay period as well, or you can select the date range as well from this date to this date. And then execute report. This will show you all the calendar tasks which have been created in the system for all the workers. So this will give you a list of all the workers who have been given the calendar tasks. And then you can export the file as well. Any questions on this one? Nope. All good. I'll just move to the next one. So the next one is basically the incident report enhancement to support the NDIS regulations to inform Commission within 24 hours if a particular incident occurred. So we have added extra sections on the incident reports as well. So the first section we have added in the incident report is this section which says, was there a child or young person involved? So this is the mandatory section as per the NDIS regulation, which a user has to select while creating an incident report. So you can select yes or no on this section. Also, the another section we have added into the incident report section is the reportable incident checklist over here. So this checklist will appear or trigger when you select the incident severity. Does not matter which severity you use. Is it a minor one, major, catastrophic, or if it's a moderate? Once you select this incident severity type, the new section will get triggered. And once you select this section as yes, all the users who have the emergency notification hat set up will get the notification that this has been selected. So even if you select no for all, but even if you select yes for one of the item, the notification will send to the users who have the emergency notification set up. This is under the incident report section. I'll show you how you will give the access to the emergency notification if any user is not, if any user don't know how to give the head to the user. Just give me a second. So under the subscription details section again, you see this subscription details section. You go to the user section, the third tab. You select the resource. From this section, you will see this section incident report management. Once you select this one and set up and save this one, the user will get the notification if any one section from this one is selected as yes. Any questions on this one? Nope, all good. We do have this added in the report, incident report enhancement as well. So this section will be available as well. So if anyone have again selected any yes or no in the incident report section, which is available under the searches section on the left-hand side menu, it will show you like this on the reportable incident. And if it's selected as yes, you have the ability to check, okay, if this is, if someone has selected as yes or as no. Also, I'll jump to the next one. Another enhancement we have done under the user profile to improve the access control in the incident report is in 375, you might have noticed if any level 2 worker who have access to the searches section, he can access to all the incident reports. For example, I'll go to the searches section and the incident report. Does not matter if I have access to the moderate or minor or major incident reports, I still be able to see the incident reports. But now in 376, if you want a user from level 2, which is a supervisor or a team leader, to see any incident reports which has a severity level of moderate or major, then you have to select or give access to the user as a moderate or major accessible access. So I'll show you how to give the moderate and the major access. You go to the subscription admin again. You go to the subscription detail section. You go to the users tabs, the third one. So basically all the access and the hats are given from this section. If you want to give a booking officer hat, then again, this section you can give the user a booking officer hat. Just loading. Okay, just give me a second. Oops. Sure, it's taking a while to load. I'll just refresh the page. Yep. Okay, I'll show you on the presentation how it appears. Okay, it worked. There you go. I select the user. Would probably be my internet today, I guess. Just a bit slow. Yep. This is the section where you can give the access to the user. If you want him or her to have access to the major and the moderate severity incident reports. So once you click on this one, the user, when you go to the searches section and go to the incident reports, can see all the incident reports which have the severity level of major and moderate. Any questions as of now on this one? So these were all the small enhancements which we have done in 3.7.6 release. So the major one is coming up now, which is the shareable item feature for the group activity. I just want to let you know that we have all the information in the presentation, so like how it works and what are the logic behind the group activities. And I have also included the frequently asked questions under the presentations, which most of the clients have asked and we get back from the feedback. So this is included in the presentations. So I will not go through all the presentation. I'll straight away jump into the system. I'll show you how it works in the system. So just want to let you know all the presentation will be provided and the recording as well. So you can go through the FAQ document as well. And all the questions that has been asked today in the chat section as well will be included in this FAQ document. So I'll straight away jump into the group activity section over here. So again, on the left-hand side menu, you see there is a group activity section. I will create a new group activity. You select the location where you want to create the group activity. For example, I'll create disability services. Now, this is the difference and the new feature. If you select this as no, the shareable is, if it's a shareable group activity or not, if you select no, this will remain similar to what we are using at the moment in 3.7.5 version. So nothing has been changed. If you select no, you can continue creating the group activities normal as you are creating as of now. But once you select this as yes, a new pop-up section will appear over here as well, which means you have to predefine the services before you start creating the group activity, if it's a shareable group activity. So once you click on yes, the system will automatically pre-populate the predefined participant section. And now I'll start adding the information in the group activity. Okay, let's select workshop, program, test. Select the date. I'll create the one-off one. You can create the recurrent one as well. Just create the one-off as of now. You can select who will be the group activity coordinator. You simply go select. It's going to happen in the location. If there is any cost that your client needs to take with him, you can also add the cost involved here as well. You have different options. What is the costing type? Is it the price per session per participant? This is basically if you want a client to take any money with him. For example, if there is a group activity and they're going to watch a movie or any for swimming classes, they have to carry some money with them. One. Then you can define the worker on this page as well. Worker. You can select the required number. I'll select number of resources as 2. If you want to add, you can add any note for the workers over here as well. If there are any planned breaks and allowances, you can straight away click on yes and create the breaks, meal allowances, anything. As of now, I'll just create now. Now, this is the main section where you have to add the number of participants who will be enrolling in the group activities. I'll say just 4 as of now. So, or any participant can get enrolled from any location. I'll say any specific funding. I'll select NDI Services 2018. As of now, only this 004 is eligible for the shareable group activity. So I'll just select this one. Okay, so just to let you know, we have highlighted the item and the services which are shareable. So all the blue items you can see on this drop-down list, these are the ones which are shareable. So once I click on this one, it will show me the total unit price of this service line item. And then I'll apply the TTP, click on calculate. It will show me the price after the variation, and this is the cost before variation. If you want to add any note for the participants, you can just add any note. Now, this is the main thing. This is the calculation logic in which the system will calculate, okay, what's going to be the shareable price for each participant. And currently the logic setup is the total price for the service line item by number of participant times number of resources. So for example, if there are 4 participants, 2 resources, I will create the group activity. So now the group activity is getting created. Yep. So the group activity has been created. This is the main group activity. We have the worker section over here. This is similar to 375, just to let you know, if you want to allocate the resources, you can generate a new optimized list. The system will automatically generate the resources. Simply click on allocate. Yep. So I'll just click on refresh. So now both the resources have been allocated to this group activity, and the status is currently waiting for the due date. You have the options to amend the following session as well. So you can amend this support worker item as well. You can change the times and time. If you want to add any planned break and allowances, you can process the amendment. Similarly, with the participants, we can go to the next step to enroll the participants now. In the participants section, you will see the service line we have selected earlier when planning the group activity, which has this cost price. This is the price after the variation. Now I will start enrolling the participants. Once you click on enroll participant, the system will automatically check who are the eligible participants who can enroll in this group activity. For example, it will also check if it matches or it is within the funding duration. For example, the start time and the end time. If there is any client who have funding duration outside the funding duration, the client or the participant will not come up over here. It will also check if the client has a specified funding 004. If not, the client will also not be available on this list. So I'll just pick up 2, 3, 4 clients as of now. And this is the price now it's showing, which will be shared between the 4 participants. Earlier it was 57 point something. The system has done the calculation as per the logic, and then now it will divide the price between the clients. So this is the price after the variation for each client. I click on enroll. The system will take a while to load, and that's it. Okay, I'll just refresh the page again. Show me the correct values. Sweet. So now all the participants have been enrolled to the group activity session now. This is the shareable price. And then you can also start amending the participation. You can check the details as well for the participation. This is the overview page for each client. There's this. Okay, currently this is waiting for the due date, but when it's waiting for the attendance, let's see if it's waiting for, okay. Now it's waiting for attendance now because this has been already started. It's at 2:55. You have the options to select the attendance for the clients. You cannot individually mark the attendance as of now. You can just simply click if the participant has attended, okay, you click select yes. Okay, has participant confirmed the delivery of the services? You select yes again. You click on submit. Now this is waiting for approval. You can go mark the attendance. So the support worker will have all the buttons to mark the attendance for the clients as well. So I'm just quickly will do for another one. Yes, he has attended the group activity. Yes. Click on submit. Okay, mark the attendance. Yes. Okay, yes. Submit, and just the last one. Yep, this is the group activity. Okay, this client has attended the group activity, and then yes, just click on submit. Now all the clients are waiting for approval. I'll just refresh the page again. Now what you have to do is there is a one approval section over here on the group activity page. You go to the approval section. Okay, you select the period for the participants. You can also check the worker section over here. I'll quickly jump to the participations. The system will automatically share, okay, these are the clients who have been waiting for approval now. Their attendance has been marked. All have attended the session. And now if I want, I can approve in bulk for all the participants. So I just need to click on this one, this section. I click this one. I click on approve. Just give me a second. Okay. So it says, okay, I have to mark this as well. I'll mark the attendance for the resources. Well, no. Attended, yes. Submit.
So I'll just jump in and kind of clarify why users have to make sure that the resources as well, workers, staff, however you call your support workers, because they are very much involved in the calculation of the charge now, VisiCase will make sure that the workers have been approved, that they actually did that job. Because if you go and try to approve and say, oh no, actually there was not 2 workers, there was 1, that changes the calculation. So they're all really interlinked to each other now. But I just, wanted to clear that up for everyone.
Yep. So as you can see, I just marked the attendance for one of the resources and it has been approved. The system will automatically check, okay, the number of workers who have attended the session, and then it's saying as one, and it's in red color. So what I'm going to do is I'll mark the attendance for other resource.
So we have a question from Brett saying, what happens if there are any changes on the day? Like for 4 staff intended, but only 3 work that shift, can it be recalculated? And I'll answer that question for you, Brett. Yes, it can be recalculated. We will show you on that approval page where your users can go in and put, it would probably show like if there was a 1 worker, we can do the recalculation at the top of the page, and then it will show you the correct hourly rate at the bottom. So here we have the planned number of participants and planned number of workers. It's 4 and 2, but actually the attended number of participants and the attended workers, yeah, so what is being shown on the screen is that you can actually use this as a calculator as you wish. You can, you know, recalculate to actually get the hourly rates that you require, and then it will populate it down where it's been highlighted now of when you recalculate. So there is stages, you know, it could be workers that don't attend, it could be participants that don't attend. But what will happen in this field, this page, it will bring everyone in, and you can just kind of work it out yourself, rather than what VisiCase wanted to give is basically a gadget inside the system, so then you'll be limited outside the system to be recalculated. So hopefully that answers your question.
If I'll just change back this to 4.
Yes,
I'll just click on recalculate.
definitely. Brett. Oh, sorry, Brett was saying as long as it can be done after delivery, not just the planning stage. Perfection. Thank you, Brett. All right, I will mute myself now, but any questions about groups, send them through. Obviously, it is the major part of this release, and hopefully it's okay to you in this session. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, so now everything is approved, sorry, attended, and now I can mark the approval. So it will give you a pop-up message saying, are you sure you want to approve all the participant charges? I'll click on OK. These are the charges. Okay, now everything is approved. I can go to the activity allocation, sorry, group activities. Show me all, this is the one I just created. Look at the participants. The current status of all the participation is approved. You can also unapprove the individual client as well. So once you click on unapprove, you just need to add the comments, and then the system will treat this item as individual item. So once this is done, click on refresh. So this is again waiting for approval. So now you don't have to approve everything together, but because system is treating this item as individual, because this was already been approved, because there could be some circumstances you have to remove this item from the claim admin section as well when you run the interface file. So this will be treated as the individual session, an individual client. Then you can approve them again, and it will come up in the interface. So this is the approval page. Here you have the approve button. Select approve. This will be approved again. So everything is approved now. So when you will run the interface file, basically the finance team runs that. All the participations that have been approved will come up in the interface. And then you can do the test run in your systems. The file will have all the participant names, and then you can claim the money from the NDIS. You can also remove the lines from the claim admin section. Once you run the interface, you double click on the interface file, and then you will see the participations. You click on the participation, and then you can remove the line. Once you remove the line from here, then it will go back for the reapproval, and then again you can reapprove the item from the group activity page. This is the one. Open. You will open again, and then you go to the participants. Then again it will show you unapproved, and you can approve them again. This is all about the group activity section as of now. This is the shareable functionality we have developed in 376. If anyone have any questions related to the group activity, just let me know. Any questions on this one?
Yes, we have one that's just come through the chat. One of the questions is, why is it only available for 04? when for art therapy, the group line was removed last year, and now we have to use the individual line shared by the number of clients. So there was a lot of lack of information from the NDIS. As we all know, working with them is sometimes they give a lot of information, sometimes they don't give anything at all. VisiCase went to the provider support and asked about what are the shared line items, and they confirmed that it was the 04, it's weekday standard, weekday evening. I think there's about 7 in the standard, and then there's the high intensity line items. The thing is, if I've understood your question, Nikki, is providers do have the option to still claim the old way, so the ratio line items are still there. What VisiCase does is it configures the current support catalogue of what the NDIS actually send out to publish. So because the NDIS have actually given an extension of 12 months, as I'm sure everyone is aware of, VisiCase had to still have this development and highlight which ones were the shareable line items. Now, if the feedback comes back and you say, actually, we've been given information from the NDIS and not the first time that's been 2 different or 3 different types of advice, please let us know if there's any other line items that can be shared with your services. But for now, these are the ones that we were told about and confirmed. Actually, I think I confirmed it 3 times just to make sure. But eventually what will happen is, in the 12 months time, they will make it mandatory, I believe. Don't know what they'll do in 12 months time, but for now, if providers decide to come onto the new way of claiming, at least VisiCase can actually guide the users to kind of limit the risk.
Yep.
Just to comment on that,
Yeah.
capacity building group lines were taken out from last July. They were not extended. And from then we've had to apportion the individual line item amongst the number of clients. So
under 01?
01, and they also fall under 015, depending on what funding they want to use.
Okay. Could we will definitely benefit from having probably a further conversation, because if we have to allow different service lines to be flagged for this shareable, so you don't have to do it manually, we can add those service lines into it with the feedback that we've got. But because we went to the NDIS and we said which are the group line items that can be applicable for shared or apportional, I know they call it apportional in the catalogue, could we just maybe talk a bit further? Maybe you can give us some of the feedback that the line items that you use, and we'll go back to the NDIS and just confirm it and then make them available for this purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. We appreciate the feedback, definitely.
That's right. I can put send an email through or whatever with the line items we use.
Yeah.
But yeah, all capacity building was taken out last year.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, we will flag those capacity building service lines. Again, you as providers are the ins and outs and knows it, and probably knows it way better than our team here. So again, we'll double check with the NDIS, because that's what we go off. We go off the advice that they give us in the provider support and the chat. I know the chat is probably a little bit risky because you might chat to one person and then another person says something else, but we appreciate the feedback, and we'll get those line items to be chosen as well for this function. Okay. I think
yeah, just want to let them know another thing. If there is any existing group activity which is ongoing, and then you want to use that group activity with the shareable group activity, we do have the pre-fill option as well, where the system will automatically fill up all the necessary information for the previous group activity. For example, I'll pick up this group activity, and then if I want to move further with this group activity and create a new one to add the new clients with a shareable item, I do have the option to copy and pre-fill. Once I click on this one, the system will automatically add all the necessary fields so that you don't have to actually select and rewrite everything again. Just make sure you add the new clients, and this will work in the same way. And then you can submit as well.
So this function was developed in the sense of like what has been explained. It's just you might have the exact same group and the exact same details, but you're transitioning to the new way of claiming. It would just allow that not so much quicker approach, but it would just copy the most relevant details, and so you can add in the extra details that is required for the new calculation function to work for you. So hopefully that will help in the sense of who haven't transitioned over and the organisation is looking at doing it in this 3 to 6 month time period. Your current groups can be converted, I would say, to the new way of doing it rather than starting from scratch.
Yep, I think that's all in our 376 release. If anyone have any questions, they can just ask. Also, the presentation and the recording will be provided soon. So, and if there are any feedbacks on the group activity functionality, because there could be more than many scenarios in the real life as well, they are most welcome. And you can always send us the feedback. You can raise the mentees tickets and we'll have a look. Yep, that's all for now. Any questions?
Nothing's come through yet, but thank you very much. Yeah, so we just wanted to say thanks for your time today. Thank you, Akshit, for going through the version 6 for everyone. And any feedback is greatly appreciated. So I guess there's no questions coming through. If you missed your chance, obviously you're most welcome to send an email, or we would prefer a Mantis ticket with just feedback or questions. If clients or users in this presentation, if your UATs haven't been updated to version 6 yet, please just give an email requesting when you would like that. If it's now or if it's, later down the track, we just want to make sure that everyone has all their, version 6 ready there whenever they're ready. Now that we don't have that due date of the 1st of July, which was a little bit tight for everyone, I'm sure we have a little bit of breathing room. But yes, I think everyone is happy. We can log off now and share the questions that came from yesterday's session and some of the questions that came through today, and we'll share the presentation and the recording.
Thanks everyone for joining today.
Thank you.